Are the British public starting to turn on Anthony Joshua? Has he started to lose some of his fans? Is his popularity decreasing? Now, I ask these questions because if you go to some of Anthony Joshua's interviews on YouTube, particularly on the major platforms, you'll see quite a high number of dislikes on some of these videos. Now, Anthony Joshua at one stage was basically out there on his own as a superstar in British boxing, particularly in the heavyweight division. There was nobody else on the immediate horizon to challenge him, not just in the ring, but in terms of popularity as well. The fact that Tyson Fury, obviously he was champion before his hiatus, then he went away, that was really what allowed Anthony Joshua to take the limelight by himself. But when Tyson Fury came back, had those 2 fights with Wilder, and now is Ring Magazine champion, WBC champion, etc. Inevitably, he was going to take some of the British public as fans for himself. That was inevitably going to happen. If you've got 2 world-class heavyweights in the UK at the same time, they're not all going to support one guy. I mean, well, to be fair, if you're talking about Joe Bugner and Henry Cooper, not to say they were world-class, but when Joe Bugner and Henry Cooper fought back in the days, I'm pretty sure that 99.9% of the British public were on Henry Cooper's side. But for the most part, you don't have every single person in the country backing one guy over the other when it's a domestic clash. So, for example, when Lennox Lewis fought Frank Bruno, Lewis had his fans and Bruno had his fans. Yeah? As is the case now with Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Inevitably, some people were going to leave the AJ camp because, look, some boxing fans are very fickle. They're glory supporters. That's a term that people used to use in football, right? A glory supporter. Somebody who supports one football team for a while, but then as soon as they're not doing well and their rivals are champions instead, they hop over and start supporting their rivals. And I'm not really mocking that or making fun of that, to be honest with you, because it's just sport at the end of the day. It's just entertainment to me. I don't really mind if people are glory supporters or whatever the case may be. That doesn't bother me. But I know that in football, people take that real serious and they take it to heart. So that was inevitably going to happen with AJ and Fury. AJ lost to Andy Ruiz. He looks a bit vulnerable now. Some people switched over to the Fury side because they think he's better and what have you. Then there's going to be, obviously, the Tyson Fury fans who were there from the beginning. But then there are going to be another section of fans who, in light of certain comments Anthony Joshua has made in the media over the past couple months, have gone off him. And they've decided, nah, we don't like this guy anymore because of the things that he said in certain interviews. Now, there are some very touchy issues, as we all know, in the world right now. Anthony Joshua has spoken on at least 2 of them publicly. But he has essentially supported the mainstream narrative on those issues. And I'm not going to talk about what they are here, okay? You want to join my Patreon, I talk about everything over there. But he has supported the mainstream narrative on these issues. But there's a large proportion of the British public who don't support the mainstream narrative on those issues. And they feel very passionately about those issues. And therefore, the fact that AJ is going along, propping up and endorsing the mainstream narrative, a lot of the British public feel a certain way about that. They feel like maybe AJ is just proving himself to be what people have said for a long time, just a puppet of the mainstream. So that is also a reason why some people have decided to turn off AJ, maybe join the Tyson Fury camp or maybe the Dillian Whyte camp or whatever. There isn't any one reason why Anthony Joshua has lost some fans. There are multiple reasons. Not everybody is motivated by the same things. Yeah. Now, for me, I don't really endorse any of these fighters as human beings because I don't know them personally. All I know about these fighters is how they behave in the public arena. Yeah, to some extent you get glimpses of their personal lives, but all I know is how they behave in the public arena. So I don't see Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte as heroes in the sense that, everybody should endorse them as a human being and these are great people. And no. To me, these guys are boxers. I respect them as warriors who get in the ring, fight for prizes and provide us with entertainment. It's very dangerous. They have to have a lot of ability and skill and determination to do what they do. So I respect that. But ultimately for me, I just view boxers as entertainers. Yeah, they're entertainers that are also warriors. Okay, but boxing to me is just entertainment. I'm not looking at the world of boxing to provide me some type of leadership. Some type of political or social figure who I can really believe in and get behind and vote for them to be the next prime minister or president. No. That's not what I look at boxing for. I don't view boxers in that light. The last time we had a boxer certainly in the heavyweight division, who you could really believe in that way, at least if you were, coming from my background, was Muhammad Ali. But since then, everybody to one degree or another, as heavyweight champion, has toed the line. Yeah. And Anthony Joshua, some people's line is, a bit further back than others. Anthony Joshua has told a pretty damn mainstream line. Let's be real. Yeah, he wants that bag. He's getting that bag, as they say. He's making that money, so he's told that line. And therefore, I take it for what it is. I don't look to Anthony Joshua for wisdom. I don't look to him to be some kind of beacon of hope and, leadership. Not at all. He's a boxer. He's entertaining. And I watch him for entertainment. I certainly don't agree with many of Anthony Joshua's views and opinions. So, same goes for Tyson Fury. Same goes for pretty much every boxer out there. Just because I speak highly of a boxer, it doesn't mean I'm endorsing them as a human being. I'm speaking highly of them because of what they've done in the ring as a boxer. Yeah? Now, sometimes I might critique what fighters do outside of the ring, but I do so within the context of boxing. So a fighter doing something unsavory outside the ring, how is that going to affect their boxing career? This is the context in which I tend to speak of these things. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, especially if you're one of those people who has been turned off by Anthony Joshua. Now, some of you were turned off by Anthony Joshua many, many years ago. Some of you have never been fans, etc., etc. But I specifically want to hear from the people who have been turned off by Anthony Joshua, let's say in the past couple months. Without being specific, okay? Let's try and keep it cryptic if we can. That's the kind of world we live in on this platform now. You got to be cryptic. You can't be explicit about what you're really talking about. You got to speak in riddles. Because this platform is not playing around when it comes to, doing what they do. So if you want to hear more about my views on these things where I can speak freely and openly, check me out on Patreon. But for now, until the next video, take care. It's happening. I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.